Eh, lele, la la la, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. All right, good evening, everybody. If you're watching the replay, this is day 3 of Hard Work is Not Enough, and what we've been doing is, what I have been doing is to help you begin to, navigate the future of what the workspace is going to be needing, entailing, and requiring from you as an employee going forward. And so I'm just gonna wait for people to join, and then
woke up early this morning with a smile on my face.
Right, okay, so we're just going to wait and then
I see you walking away. Something.
Alright, if you're here, just say hello. If you're watching the replay, please feel free to leave a comment and share with your friends.
Junior Tech Week is back.
Alright, so I was just trying to navigate my way around, giving you guys some music, but nope, it's not working. So, alright, tonight I'm gonna be teaching you or telling you 10 things in 30 minutes. 10 things that you should do if you want to be indispensable in the workplace going forward. So if you're easily replaceable, they say you should do something and you don't get to do it, and you just call somebody, oh, hey, come and do the work, and the person gets the work done, and it makes you burnt all the time, makes you feel a type of way. These 10 things are going to shift everything for you. But before I go into the 10 things, yesterday I was talking about redesigning your life, and I was saying that one of the core things about redesigning your life is, number one, you have to engage in self-leadership, and self-leadership is going to require you to ask yourself the question, do I want to lead this organization into productivity, or do I want to limit them from attaining whatever it is that they are meant to attain, right? And so yesterday we just did a brief of, and I think I shared about 10 things also. I shared about 10 things that you want to do to redesign your life. And if you notice yesterday, some things that kept recurring was that, number one, you have to have the vision for your life. So what do you see about yourself? So we started from, what do you see about yourself last night, right? And then we started to also ask the question and say things like, ask yourself and be real to yourself, be very sincere. Right now, are you being as efficient as you can be within the workspace? And I said, being efficient doesn't have anything at all to do with if you are the CEO, or you are the supervisor, or you are the line manager, or you are the customer service representative. Being efficient has nothing to do with your title or your position in the workspace. Being efficient is a decision. And if you're going to become indispensable within the workspace, then you want to really, really pay attention to the degree at which you are giving your work your best. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about 10 things that you should do to become indispensable in the workplace. The way the workspace is going forward, well, because of COVID and stuff, there are certain things that you cannot do any longer, and that's why we're doing hard work is no longer enough. Because if you say, oh, I work hard, are you working smart? Are you working according to the vision of the company? Are you delivering as expected? So circle back to being efficient. So number one thing that you want to do, if you want to be that person who everybody, not really like everybody's perching on you, but before a major decision is taken, they want to ask you to air your views. If you're not saying anything, they want to be sure that you are saying things the way they're saying things, and that can come from any level at all. You don't have to be in the top management. You don't have to be part of the decision makers. Your idea can get there without you being there. So don't try not to focus on, oh, but I'm not there. So until I get there before I can share what I have. I told you about how I was a customer service rep, and when the brand and marketing communications people do stuff, I get to see it, because of course it comes to my desk, so I get to see it. And more than 1, 2, 3 times there are things that I had suggested that should be changed, and it was affected. Something also happened with myself and the guys in IT. There were things that I also noticed, and I gave my 2 cents, and they asked for my own opinion and all of that and all of that. So it doesn't have anything to do with if you're in the boardroom or you're not in the boardroom, if you're part of the directors or you're not the directors. If you know that you want to, and this is not just about keeping your job, this is about increasing your relevance in your profession or in your career. So the number one thing that you want to do is know what you want from life. Now, yesterday I said that you have to have a vision of your life, right? Okay, so today I'm saying know what you want from life. Everything starts from what you want. What do you want from life? Because see, if you cannot clearly define what you want from life is going to hand over to you what are things that you deserve. And that's why people say life is not fair. Life is not fair because life doesn't answer to wishes. You must have a vision for your life. You cannot just sit down and say, oh, I wish that I wish to become the senior manager, and when I become the senior manager, then I'm going to effect this change, or I'm going to review the culture. You can't do that. So the first thing that you want to do, because I'm talking about 10 things that you should do or that you can do to become indispensable. Number 1, what is the vision of your life? What do you want from life? Use the power of your imagination to craft the future that you want. Right? What do you want from life? What do you think that is your quota when it comes to living life on the earth first before the workspace? Because your workspace is just an assignment. It's a part of your journey. Your workplace is a part of your journey. And whatever you want from life determines how you strategize and position or posture yourself to be relevant and indispensable in the workplace. So these are not the days where you just stroll in and out of the office and wait till the end of the month before you get paid. You can actually get paid more than you are getting paid right now. You can get paid in people resources, human resources. You can get paid in knowledge resources. Haven't you seen where, because somebody is contributing to the productivity of an organization, they gain access to senior level officers, and those senior level officers may not be able to promote them in the office, but in their minds that person has been promoted. I mean, I have somebody who the boss left the organization where they were. She moved to another organization and she poached the guys that she knew that were so good from the organization where she left. And that is because they have contributed to her productivity so much that she knows that she's gonna need them in the new place where she went to. So you cannot hold back on the greatness of your creativity. So number 1, know what you want from life, or else life will hand over to you what it thinks that you deserve. And most of the time you deserve more from life than you are living right now. If you look at your life, tell yourself the truth, look at the visions of your life that you have sometimes just kind of like imagine, kind of like just waved off. And there are times that picture of who we really want to be, how we want to attain certain heights, it comes to us and then we just wave it off and say, oh, it's not possible. But I'm telling you that it is possible, and you have to be intentional about it. If you're going to be indispensable, and this is not about you being indispensable in one workplace. I just told you about somebody who was so good, the boss left where they were, and she ensured that she brought them into the organization, the new organization where she went into. So I'm telling you to break your thinking. I'm telling you to break the walls that you have set around where you work right now. or the walls you have set around your career right now, and begin to see beyond that space so that you can carefully and powerfully see the kind of life that you deserve. And trust me, when you begin to see the kind of life that you deserve, and sometimes you can determine the kind of life that you want from the things that you have achieved, or from the things that you have contributed to and have become so productive. It tells you how powerful you are. Number 2, use the power of your imagination to craft the future that you want. Number 3, get clarity about where you're headed in life. If you're going to be indispensable in the workspace going forward, you want to be really clear, so you're not jumping from one place to the other. Yesterday I told you a story about how I was in an organization, and they switched roles. I switched roles. I was asked to switch roles, and I told myself, even though the role that I have been given is not something that I am comfortable with, I will still be efficient no matter how many times my role changes. And there will be so many role changes in the workspace going forward. And so if your roles are changing, you want to be clear about where you're headed in life, because that will help you to define or know if one role is for you, if it's about title and positions for you, or if it's about living your best life. You're going to be able to determine that. Number 4, define what success looks like to you. For some of us right now, success is, I want to earn 2 million naira annually. For some of us, that's what success is in the workplace. For some of us, success is maybe like if you're a startup founder or CEO, success to you is, I want to be able to lead certain people. And sometimes what we have set as success, or set as the definition of success, can be stretched. What we have set as definition of success can be reviewed depending on what we expect from life and what we see of ourselves. So you want to define what success looks like to you. Is it about salary? Is it about pleasing people? Is it about getting in the good books of people? Or is it about your career as a whole? Number 5, plan to be more proactive than reactive. And now for you to be able to do that, you have to be someone who uses the power of creative imagination. You see a problem, instead of focusing on it as a problem, you see a solution, and you begin to map out strategies to ensure that solution is delivered. Plan to be more proactive than reactive. Right now and going forward, the world is placing premium on problem solvers. The world is placing premium on creative solutions. So you want to unlock that gift in you. I mean, if you can imagine anything, then you can actually produce solutions. It's not exclusive to certain people, except those who truly have a definition of what their life is, and a definition of what success is to them. So you want to be planning right now on how you're going to live your life within your career or your profession or your business from the standpoint of a leader that knows more and more than from the standpoint of I am shaken or threatened by the things that are happening in the world. You're going to be so good if you can place premium on what you want from life, that even if another wave of something hits, you are sure that in any situation, your life is pandemic proof. In any given situation. And that's why I'm saying it's beyond where you work right now. We're talking about you as a person. And whoever you are in your current workspace is who you'll still be in the next workspace, or in any other on any other platform where you're working. And so you want to really focus in and drill down to who you really are. Number 6, be intentional about creating your reality. Now, a lot of us have the gift of imagination, but we use it destructively, in the sense that you spend more time worrying. You spend more time worrying when you can use that same energy to create the kind of life that you want. And trust me, when you become intentional about creating your reality, number 7, it means that you determine and you begin to strategize and you begin to plan for the social and the economic ways of engaging through your behavior. If you are intentional about creating your reality, the way you behave, your attitude to life, your attitude to work will change. And once your attitude to life and work changes, the quality of your life increases. And when the quality of your life increases, it is affected on your work and in any place you find yourself, which then opens you up to diverse opportunities to be promoted, to be recognized, and of course to remain relevant. So number 7 is determine, which I just explained, determine and strategize the social and the economic behavior that you need to reach your vision. Don't just have the vision and leave it there. I said life doesn't respond to wishes. Life doesn't respond to just even having a vision. You have to put a plan to it. You have to strategize. You have to know the kind of character, the kind of capacity, the kind of attitudinal capacity that you need to live out and become the vision that you have crafted through imagination. Number 8, I said in number 7 that you need to plan. Number 8, I'm saying you cannot just plan. You can only plan and strategize. You now have to engage your plans. So for those who always attend one Instagram live session or the other on productivity, how to grow your brand, how to do this, how to do that, you have series and several notes of how to do life. The real question is not how many pages you have of the vision that you've created. The real question is, what have you done about it? You sit down and you fantasize, which can become a reality, about the possibilities, what you can do, who you can be. But then again, you don't put any plan or strategy to it. And say you put a plan and a strategy to the vision that you have for your life, you don't do anything about it. What you have written down is not going to come to play except you put it to work. So if you're going to become indispensable within the workspace, and it's very possible, I just shared with you a series of stories, and I shared some stories also yesterday. If you're going to become indispensable, the person who everyone wants to listen to, then you have to ensure that you're not just working. Because sometimes the complaint is, oh, but I am working, I am doing as much as I could do, I'm even doing beyond my JD. You can be doing all of that, but you wouldn't find fulfillment. And if you don't find fulfillment, the possibilities of your efficiency level dropping is high. And when your efficiency level drops, it affects the quality, number 1, of your life and quality of the work that you do. Do you get it now? So you don't just envision, you don't just get the understanding of the behavior that you must begin to have, the discipline that is required. You cannot just plan and strategize. You have to begin to engage the plans. Put a working system to it. And don't just put a working system to it. Do exactly what you're meant to do. Don't just have a wish list, or don't just have the vision in your head and the plan in your head and the strategy in your head. If, say for example, you've envisioned the kind of life that you want, like I said in number one. And what you've envisioned is that you're going to become the go-to person for every single thing that happens in your office. It means that you have to build a character that knows something about everything, right? Now, when you build that behavior, which is part of the social and economic behavior that you need to know or need to have concerning the place that you have seen yourself get to. Now, when you do that, it means that you now have to do research, you need to read, you need to burn midnight candles. Nobody wishes to be the go-to person and you're not doing anything about it. It doesn't work. It will never work. Never, ever work. So, you don't just plan, you don't just envision, you don't just put your imagination to work. After you've done all of those good things, the greatest gift that you can give yourself is begin to put a working system to the things that you think or that you have seen that would help you to get to the life that you have crafted for yourself. Number 9, evaluate your progress and make adjustments. So the thing with your vision is that it's a live thing. And so even though you have crafted a vision for the kind of life or the kind of future that you want in profession, as you grow and as you plan and as you strategize and as you engage your plans, many things will evolve. There are things that you will need to review. Now, in a case where you tried a system and it worked, what you're going to do is you're going to reflect on that system, you're going to review it, and you're going to repeat it. You're going to review, you're going to reflect, and you're going to repeat it. So when you're able to do that, you already have a working structure for how your life should go. And so you have to put yourself together. If you're going to be indispensable in workplace. Yesterday I said self-leadership. So what I'm saying now is you reflect on the leadership of your life. Because what you do for yourself has an impact in how you do what you do, that is your work. And anybody can tell when, in quote, you have your life planned out. And when I mean you have your life planned out, what I mean is you have a clear picture of where you're going. And so there's a way you are living your life and everybody can tell. So it will seem as if you're strict or you restrict yourself to certain things which you shouldn't do. It will seem like that. But what is actually happening is that you have created a funnel for your life to get to point Z from point A, B, C, D, and the rest. And so for you to keep it coming and ensure that your growth is constant and you don't get to relax, because people are now coming to you, you get to relax. It means that at every level of success, more will be required from you. So when you do what you did to get level A success, you want to double up. If level A success is not where and what you have envisioned for your life. So I said, number 9, evaluate your progress and make adjustments where necessary. Sometimes you might also want to take reviews from those whom you trust and you believe to be voices, voices of instruction or instructive voices in your life. Reflect on your working and your non-working systems, improve on what is working, review what is not working, and just ensure that everything aligns with the kind of life that you have pictured for yourself. And finally, stop using your imaginative abilities negatively. Stop worrying about the next thing. Stop worrying about the place where you want to be. Stop worrying about the things that you couldn't do well. Use your imaginative power intentionally and creatively. The same energy that you use to worry is the same energy you can use to construct your life with your thoughts and with the pictures that you draw. So even though you go through the first 9 things that I have mentioned and it seems as if it's still not working, it doesn't negate the fact that your imagination is powerful. What you envision, you can become. If you choose to consistently envision your future, and even add 1 or 2, 3, 4 things to it, because we are constantly evolving, then you will definitely begin to become what you have seen. Do not get into that space or that box where you shortchange yourself, sabotage your possibilities and the opportunities that can be open to you if only you sustained what you had seen. A lot of sustenance is going to be required in living out the future that you have envisioned for yourself. So if you want to be indispensable, you have to stop thinking, oh, my career, there's nothing, it's not worth it. You have to stop thinking negative and rude thoughts. Rude thoughts, because it's rude to the power that you have and that you can wield for your own success. So stop using your imaginative abilities and power negatively. Stop worrying. In fact, stop speaking negatively. And even when you don't have the answers, even when it feels like you don't have the answers, take a moment, take a step back, recalibrate. And of course it will come to you. And I put this bonus tip: translate your goals. Because when you use your creative power to imagine the life that you want and become indispensable within the workplace or in wherever workspace you find yourself, it means that you're going to have to build goals. And so these goals that you have built for yourself in the area of self-discipline, you need to translate these goals into daily activities. So if you want to become indispensable, it's not about working. Life is actually, yes, most of our life is work, but most of our life is less. How do I explain this? You can do more meaningful work than trying to do too many things at the same time. And I'm going to break it down for us tomorrow. Tomorrow at the same time, 7 o'clock. We're out of time already. I'm going to break it down. How work is not, you don't just work from one view, right? Our work life is a compendium of so many other factors, and you have to know that. So you translate, as I was saying, your goals to daily activities, and you're gonna watch how your life will change before your very eyes. Remember that yesterday I was saying that self-leadership is going to be a very big thing. If you cannot lead yourself and be indispensable to those who are closely related to you, then chances are it will be difficult for you to get that effect in the workspace, because who you are is who you are. It's not you are somebody else in the workspace and there's somebody else in the house. It doesn't work that way. Your real self, your true nature will always be revealed. And so you want to pay attention to building the quality of life that you deserve and that the world deserves to have, because you are great. Alright? Thank you so much for joining me tonight. This is probably my best night, right? It's night 3. It's probably my best night, and I just want to say thank you for joining me on this 3 nights. Tomorrow we're going to continue. I'm going to share the different aspects of work that you should pay attention to. Life is in domains. And you cannot focus on one domain and be working in one domain and you wouldn't see the effect in every other domain. So that's what I'll be doing tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me. If you joined late, please catch the replay. We had a very beautiful time tonight. Thank you so much. Have an amazing night. Bye bye.